Hi friends, this is CA Chandan Patni, and in this video I shall be discussing with you a approach basically which will help you in conquering the subject of EIS and SM. But before I start with the approach, I just wish to discuss two fundamental things that you need to keep in your mind when you start with the subject of EIS and SM. Okay, so what are the two fundamental things? Number one, this particular subject is really very important for your future also. This is not a subject which has been just incorporated in your curriculum as a harassment by ICI. This is indeed going to be very much relevant to you in the times coming ahead. Don't think that this is a burden. Okay, number one. Secondly, when you study this subject, don't just think of memorizing. Okay, you have to have your concepts super clear. I've seen guys that when students start with this subject, they start it with this intention that EISSM is all about learning, all about cramming up, all about memorizing the concepts. I understand to some extent. The demand of their paper is such that some memorization is required. But guys, your memorization part is only going to be easy if your concepts are clear, right? So please focus on clearing the concepts. Okay, this is going to help you a lot in scoring good marks in the MCQ section. Okay, so two fundamental things I have discussed. Start with this right mindset and right approach when you are preparing, when you are starting your preparation for this subject. Okay, now how do we approach this particular subject? Okay, so if you are doing EIS and SM for the first time, my request to all of you would be to start with EIS first. Okay, now why am I saying this? You all must have seen the content of EIS and SM. Okay, the weightage is same, 50-50 marks, but SM content wise is lot lesser as compared to EIS, right? So if you're doing it for the first time, if you start with SM, then psychologically, once SM is completed, when we shift to EIS, we psychologically we'll find EIS much more technical, much more lengthier. Okay, and it would lead some it will leave some negative aspect towards the subject. It might lead. Okay, so my advice to all of you is, when you are doing it for the first time, cover up the EIS portion first. I understand it is relatively technical, content wise it is more, but cover EIS first. Okay, and then you can start with SM portion. Okay, so this should be your approach. And when you are watching the lectures or whatever mode you are learning, again guys, focus on clearing the concepts. You might feel that you are not able to remember anything. That's completely fine. But when you are doing it for the first time, I personally believe that your full-fledged efforts should be towards understanding the concept. Okay, so once you are done with watching the entire lectures or having a knowledge, having overall knowledge about the subject, then when you do a revision, when you start your second revision, let's say maybe third revision, then guys, you are free to choose. I mean, free to start your revision with SM or EIS. It's up to you. Okay, but then if I have to tell you a smarter approach towards your revision also, I then now personally feel that if you when you're revising, if you start with SM first, okay, you shall be able to quickly cover SM. Again, relatively the content is less, so when revising you shall be able to cover SM quickly, and this is going to instill a confidence in you that okay, now I just need to cover the EIS portion. SM 50 marks already done, so only now EIS is left, right? So when you are revising it for the first time, I mean, when you are going through EISSM subject subsequently, you are free to choose. I mean, if you want to start with SM first or EIS first. Okay, that's totally up to you. But guys, one thing I would like to suggest, I would like to request rather, that don't think of leaving any particular chapter, don't think of leaving any particular topic. Okay, I have seen a lot of students leaving chapter number 3 of EIS. Why? Because relatively it is lengthy and technical also. But then again, let me be very honest guys, if your concepts are clear with respect to, let's say, chapter 3 also, the chapter is going to be super easy for you. Okay, so please focus for both EIS and SN, focus on clearing your concepts. Okay, now sir, when we are revising, when you have to revise, let's say you are revising it for the second time or just before the exams, okay, how do we revise? Okay, so see, I have uploaded the EIS nuggets series. Okay, you must have gone through the nuggets, and in those nuggets I have, almost, covered the entire EIS portion in, let's say, around 10 to 11 hours. Okay, and in those 10 to 11 hours I have tried to explain again the entire concepts in a very crisp manner. We have not left any topics as such in the nugget series. So when you are revising it again, you may refer to the nuggets series. Okay, and this is going to really help you in overall, revision of the subject. Okay, so please have this mindset, guys, that EIS can be really very scoring. My students have scored in this very last attempt, they have been able to score 78, 80 marks. I have the students have informed me. So it is going, can be very scoring. Okay, but again, it can be scoring only if you, I think, get good marks in the MCQ section, and you shall be able to get good marks in the MCQ section only when your concepts are clear. Okay, even though you practice thousands of MCQs, okay, it is not going to help you, guys. Okay, just focus on clearing your concepts, and this is the ultimate key to score well in the MCQs. Okay, now I shall come up with a video on, strategy for audit also. But yes, if you like the video, please press the thumbs up button and do subscribe to the channel for more such updates. Thank you all. Bye.